Happy Tuesday, Clinton County, Wilmington, Ohio, 45177. Um, I'm starting to wonder about the overflow of information. That's, I mean, to sit and think um, about what's been hidden and held back from our citizens, yet for some of the leaders to get angry because social media groups such as Jane's and Daryl's post it, you know, keeping the citizens informed, which is a welcome breath of fresh air because you're certainly not going to get it from, the shoddy Wilmington News Journal, um, my opinion. Um, and for the sake of not getting sued by some of these shitbags, um, much of this is my opinion. So take it for what you will. A lot of people, that watch know because they've interacted with me personally. They've actually asked me for information on some of the cases that I've read out loud here. But I want to read something to you. This is it was deleted, and I believe this gentleman's arrogance and his entitlement to think and believe that people are just supposed to know who he is. No, most people don't know who Mr. Tim Inwood is. They just simply don't. And is that a failure from the Republican Party's side? Is that a lack of communication? Stand by for a second. Hey, let me call you back. I'm right in the middle of the podcast, buddy. All right, later. Um, so is I mean, are we supposed to know who he is? Um, so that's the better question. Me, I didn't know who he was, and quite frankly, I didn't care. But when I did find out, I thought, hey, I'm going to send some emails to this guy showing him some what I believe to be corrupt acts, within the Republican Party, some of the officials, and I got blocked. He, stated that I sent him pictures of autopsies. I don't recall doing that, but I'm not going to rule it out because, as a reference to Casey Pitzer's, what we all know was not a random drowning. That's a crock of crap. Anybody believing that, and anybody believing that every administration, to include this one, is not covering that garbage up, I'm sorry. I apologize to those who take offense to this, but there's no way, now knowing very well the positions and the powers that these people have, and knowing that all it takes is a snap of a finger to get the proper authorities in here to come and clean house. There's simply no way. I'm too educated on the topic to think or believe otherwise. Some of you who don't know, I did just simply for college credits. I did while undergoing. I think it was obtaining my associates or my bachelor's. I don't remember which, but I did attend a police academy for the 16 college credit hours that it gave me. That was pretty substantial. Uh, so I learned a lot. Not only that, uh, I come packing with a lot of stuff that I learned with contracting, military contracting company, with researching it. I mean, and the Marine Corps and things that I learned. Um, so you can't, you're not going to pull the wool over my eyes. You might be able to fool and bluster and fumble around with these other people, but the people who know, for some of you to look them in the eyes and continually try that crap, well, it's insulting. And so I'm not gonna continually being insulted much longer until you're gonna meet Tony, the one that's been restricted or restrained is a better term, for a long time. But I'm gonna read this comment. So first, let me tell you who Jeannie is. Jeannie is um, an employee who has worked for the Veteran Service Office for as long as I can remember. She aids and helps the VSOs, the Veteran Service Officers, Mr. Rollins, amazing guy, top notch. And Mr. Alcorn, also a good guy, and they get the job done for us. For those who serve, they serve themselves, so they know they have a very good idea. Um, but I'm going to read this comment. And keep in mind, um, it was deleted, and rightfully so, because I believe he corrected himself. But I believe, it was, he went back and did what he is telling this person to do and figured out, oh my God, I just insulted our county veteran service office employee. Jeannie Burns Longstreth, as a resident of Clinton County, if you don't know who I am, I am truly, or I don't know who I am. You truly should not be talking with such assured authority about political matters, madam. Why not? Who are you to tell her what she can and can't talk about? Maybe you should look at my profile picture. Maybe you should have looked at her, sir. I have been a member of, here comes the chest pounding, gloating. I've been a member of the Clinton County GOP Central Committee since 2006. Meaning what? That you're a part of the good old boy gang that shouldn't be trusted? My opinion. Was communications director for the Clinton County Republican Party until 2014. I was the executive chairman, Clinton County Republican Party for 2014-2022. I currently serve as vice chairman. I served on the Ohio GOP State Central Committee for the rest of the unexpired term of late Phil Bowman. Redistricting took me out of that seat. I was the delegate at the Republican National Convention in Wisconsin for the 2nd Congressional District of Ohio. I am the elector for the 2nd Congressional District of Ohio in this November's presidential election. So that's who I am. What rock have you been under? I can assure you, sir, I bet you about a handful of people, probably your closest family members and your mommy or whoever lives there still. If your mom's gone, I apologize. I don't want to offend anybody, but I can assure you, probably your only closest family members know about that, and they probably don't even know. But you capitalized off a comment, and to try to jumpstart and gloat to tell everybody who you were, because nobody knows who you are, and honestly, probably no one cares. But now that you've so eloquently blasted it out there, you should be ashamed of yourself. Someone that should be so professional telling a member of the Republican Party, or asking her what rock she lived under, as if she's some type of primitive cave woman or something, disrespecting her like that. No, sir. Who are you to tell anyone how they should think, act, or speak? No one. I'll tell you, and I'll say this to your face. No one. So there's that. And I don't care about your record. I don't care about your titles. You, sir, are a man. You're an American citizen. She is a woman. She is an American citizen as well. You're no better than she, me, or anyone else. I don't care what your pedigree is. Period. There's that. But a lot of these people, wonder why, and you really don't want to believe it. What's making people leave the party? Well, it's jackasses like this. Granted, he deleted it, and I hope he comes out with a public apology and makes it public for everyone to see. Just like a lot of people seen his comment and screenshotted it, and are like, "Wow, this is some good ammunition for the Democratic Party." So this is why I'm not going to pander to this party crap. I'm going to go register myself as soon as I can, because I used to consider myself a Republican, but a long time ago, and historically have voted such because there's no other way to vote. But wow, man, I can't associate with myself with stuff like that. I simply can't, and I don't know anyone who would. That within that party. I mean, what and there again, let's go back to this information thing. These people are to be open and honest and transparent. Why would they care what Jane Johns posted and with people's legitimate concerns. They should be eager. They should be eager and forthwith and loving and wanting to jump at every chance they could to get in the public eye and sell to the public why they should be Republicans and not Democrats or whatever else there out there is. But no, everything has to be a secret behind closed doors and not transparent whatsoever. Like the meetings that my attorney raked the county commissioners over the coals for. They said, "Well, we thought it'd be better." So no, you didn't think anything. You couldn't fight it. That's why. Just be honest with the people, man. Instead of lying and manipulating and deceiving them. That's your damn problems. Or can you even do that? I mean, if you're at fault, admit it and move on, man. Really. And I bet you, I mean, I would be willing to bet a paycheck that if Brett Ruddock would have came out and said, "Yeah, you know what, I was being stupid with my kids. I mean, they were never in any harm. I made sure of that." But that's not what happened. It went directly to lies and diversions and deception. I mean, really. But to expect, a logically thinking human being not to report something like that, well, sir, you're insane. Simply put. And no, this had nothing to do with an election, nothing at all. So, again, lots of you are commenting and sending messages like, "Wow, man, I see that the Wilmington City Council cut you and Daryl and the public speaking piece off. Don't worry, we're going back next week, and just make sure. Maybe it was a glitch, like they said. I'm not gonna throw cast stones yet, but if it happens again, yeah, then we'll know, won't we?" But thankfully, Miss Johns recorded the entire meeting, and it was posted to social media. And you can go, if you're not a member, request to become Wilmington, Ohio Crime Concerns, and you'll find a lot of the meetings there. She shows up and records and posts. A lot of people, aren't computer literate. A lot of people, don't have emails, and so helping them out as best possible. I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome what some of these groups are doing. Or do I think there's some fists being thrown in some? Yeah, I do. And well, I mean that's of course going to come with the territory. I mean, there's not a day in my life that I will not sit here and tell you, have I done drugs? Yes. Have I gotten a lot of trouble? Yes. Have I gone to jail? Yes. Have I done very, very stupid crap? Yes, I have. But I learned and I moved on. I'm not ashamed of my past. I'm not ashamed of what I've done. It's a part of who I am today, and it was a learning process. And yes, I was more hard-headed than the next kid. I had to learn the hard way. I had to be the one. Hey, that's going to give you stitches, Tony. Well, meet me at the hospital. That's kind of how I was. When you said no to me, that really, I mean, hey, no, Tony, don't do that. You can't make that jump. You're not going to be able to jump that car. You're not going to be able to jump over this ravine. You're not going to be able to pole vault across this ravine. Well, I grabbed the pole. I did it. And lo and behold, it snapped and I landed on my back, and that just simply wasn't fun. My friend watched me gasp for air for a couple of minutes, ran and got my grandma. But it was always, stupid kid stuff. I was just that hard-headed, little kid that hey, I'm rambunctious, and so anyway. But so September the 26th, I believe it is, or September the 16th. Let me look and make sure. They're going to have a meeting. When is it? It is going to be I believe it's going to be September the 16th, this month on the 16th. Election officials for the Republican Central Committee meeting. And all of those who live in Clinton County and would like to see what's going on, hey, get off the couch and go view it. Go. I don't think it's going to be a Q&A type of thing because boy, they don't like questions. And that's sad. That's sad. And these parties are becoming like, extreme, there's extremists in both parties. The Democratic Party is not the party that my grandmother was a part of. The Kennedy Democrats. I mean, they're just it's not. That party will never exist ever again. I don't believe it will. The Republican Party, they're starting to turn out to be everything the Democrats are calling them. A bunch of money hungry liars, deceitful liars. And when we call ourselves the United States of America, are we really united, or do we only do that when horrific things happen to us, like the Twin Towers, or we get attacked on our own soil, or something large, very large happens that's the only time we come together, sort of like families. Hey, I know they're out there, I never talk to them, I never see them. Yeah, don't really care to either, but buddy, when they die, we're going to show up at their funeral and act like they were our best buddies. This country is going downhill, in my opinion. It's having to do with a lot of tolerating things that simply shouldn't be tolerated and simply shouldn't be taken lightly, like some of the mental illnesses out there that are being casted out as being normal. No, it's not normal. Suck it up. My rights don't end where your feelings begin. That's never been a truer statement. So, it is what it is. I hope, and I don't know about you people out there, but I speak a lot of sometimes things that makes me sound like I'm full of hatred. I'm really not. I'm full of a lot of times disgust, and knowing that there's oath takers out there that took the same oath I did that just piss on it. They don't care about it. They disregard it. I mean, and all they do is run for the paycheck and for the lining of pockets. Do I so this okay, skipping a couple of blocks down, this parental alienation thing, this parental alienation case, not just this one, folks. This is going to Miss Enwood, if you're listening, Mr. Ruddick, and everybody that was involved in this case, you're going to get famous, all right. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I've already seen Magistrate Helen Rollins on some of these parental sites with her face gleaming, and these mothers and these social medias are just, it's because you allowed it. You allowed something that shouldn't have been allowed, and you know it. You knew it to begin with, and now this cretin who you once looked up to and allowed to manipulate you is essentially throwing you under a bus. Telling all kinds of lies. And all you have to do is go and you might have to pay a little bit like I did. But stand by 1 second. Hello.
Hey, how are you? Is this Mr. Tone?
It is.
Hey, how you doing? I have your request here to stay. You were just shopping.
No, I wasn't. Thank you. When I catch who's doing that, I'm going to. It's okay. All in good fun. So anyway, these judges are being made. They're being exposed. Their faces are being exposed. The transcripts are being exposed. Their lies are being exposed. How easily they were manipulated. And folks, I got to tell you, and this is I read this was kind of a long before a Christy Underwood or Helen Rollins, because I read about this. I was reading about it, but it wasn't in the United States. I was reading about it and how it was, this was before it actually went to the floor of the United Nations, and I was reading about some of these brutalities that where these children were being forced to go into living with the actual abuser, most of the time sexually abusive dads with lots of money and lots of power who they can pay and go out and buy this Richard Gardner pseudoscience and manipulate the courts as it being something that's that's an actual science. But unfortunately, or fortunately, I mean, it's not. It's not something that's APA approved, AMA approved, or the WHO. And little old Wilmington, Ohio. I mean, you would think some of these conservatives, so-called, which I'm calling them rhinos for certain, there's no way a true conservative judge or magistrate would have seen this garbage and allowed it. No way. No way. Absolutely not. These people conform to their environment. That's what they do. So, that being said, I don't believe they are Republicans, true conservatives. I don't believe it. So, and so karma is going to play a huge role here. I mean, because you're not going to push something where it causes so much harm in the name of good, and use the law as its delivery system. No, it's not. It's simply the two don't mate up. Simply put. So, this being said, look forward to it, folks. I've said there's a lot coming, and well, this case was just on the wall. The mother's was the case mentioned on the front page of the Wall Street Journal, little old Clinton County, and this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning, and these people know it. And perhaps that big gloating spiel that Miss Underwood had on this other, I guess it was the wife of the alleged abuser's post, where she was degrading this. I mean, literally calling this mother, a woman, degrading, a woman. I mean, that's you're supposed to pick each other up, right? No, there was a paycheck on the end of that, and they seen it, so they're going to do it. I mean, but to go out on a social media, I didn't think that was very professional of a lawyer to go out and call someone a psycho bitch or something to that effect. It was something to that effect. So I saw it with my own eyes, and it was. I mean, wow. But when I read and was told, Tony, you got to see this, and I seen that it was in my own community. Oh boy, I was just no. I'm sorry. This simply, I'm not going to let this. There's no way. But I kind of sat back and I kind of watched, and then I was like, whoa, no way. And so, yes, then I did get in contact with this parent very early on in this, and I'm like, oh, don't you worry. I'm going to be the vehicle and the mouth that you potentially in the future won't be able to be. So that's me, whether she likes it or not. I don't care, because it's not about her lawyer, this other lawyer, or this alleged abuser. I don't give a shit. No one's going to shut me up. She knows that. Her lawyer knows that. The alleged abuser's lawyer knows that, and he better damn well know it, because I will advocate for a child, whether I know them or not. Secretly, I mean, out. I don't care. But this is a disgusting act under the color of law. Wow. So anyway, folks, keep your eyes on it. Don't forget September 16th if you want to go record it. It might be something good for you to record. Simplify, and God bless.